The market bounces toward our B-wave target. Can the bulls keep running? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in last week's video, we talked about the fact that the market should be bouncing in B of A up toward the 40.35 to 40.45 area, and that's exactly what we saw. The market bounced up into that area and is now chopping sideways. The bulls do still have the ability to push higher. The question is, can they? I'll get into that in just one second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with the slow move higher here, it does look like we are in that B wave of A that we talked about. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart, and I'm going to recap a little bit of where we are so you can kind of understand a little bit of the bigger picture before I drill down into the smaller picture stuff. So from this A wave high, it does look like we are tracing out a triangle where we got A down, B up, C down, D up, which we could have just completed, and then we're looking for this E wave down, okay, toward the 3900, 3950 area on the ES, which is the futures chart of the S&P 500. So with that, if they're starting this pullback in E, okay, which is our primary path, that pullback in E would take on an ABC shape, and those ABCs also break down into smaller versions of themselves. So we would have the A wave, this red A, of this bigger black circle A here. We'd have the A wave down, the B wave up, and then we'd look for C down toward that 4050 area. Once we get to that area, we'd look for another bounce in the B wave back up toward the 4100 or so area, and then a C wave down that will kind of tell the story of where we're at in the counts, because we have two counts that look very similar. So right now, we are in that 4140 area, which would be the 618 retrace. We can go as high as 4155 here, but above that, and the bulls can push this higher. I don't think it's going to be a big push higher. I think 4200 will be about the max, but we could see a push higher before we start the pullback in the ABC down towards 3950. So this would be our alternate bullish path where we actually completed a bigger wave 4 here. So this black 4 would move over, and this 5 would move over, and this would move up to about the 4195 to 4200 area before we see the start to this pullback in either wave 2 or wave E. So the triangle pattern is our primary path. Again, that should take shape in a pullback now in an A, B, C form down toward the 4050 area. Unless they break through 4155, then they could push a little higher before we start down in the next leg. Alternatively, this could be an extended wave 1 higher. Now, I don't love this because this wave 5 is very extended, but it is possible that we pushed higher in a leading diagonal in this wave 1, and now we're starting wave 2 down, which would also take an ABC shape. So it's going to look very similar to the triangle at first, where you get this A, B, C for A, and then you get B, and then, like I said, the depth of the C wave will kind of tell the story. This should probably only pull back to around the 4000 area on the ES for the retrace here, the 618 retrace. So it should stay a little higher than the E wave, which should trace a little bit lower because it's retracing it should retrace a little bit deeper to fill out the form of the triangle. So a little bit of a shallower retrace to the 4000 area tells us it's more likely going to be a wave 2, and we'd be starting wave 3 higher at that point. Okay, so it just depends on kind of how this takes shape off of this push up that we've had. And we have 3 basically paths that we can look at. The first would be the triangle where we're starting this E wave down, and we would look for this C wave down to 4050 to get that started. The second would be that we're in a wave 2, and we'd also look for the C wave down to around 4050 to get that started. And then finally, we could push higher first up toward about 4200 before seeing the pullback we're expecting. So that's kind of what we're looking at on the S&P, and those are the paths that we're tracking. And because of the big triangle kind of overlapping pattern here, it has been very challenging to track, but we've been pretty spot on most of our calls here. And we expect this move down to play out here over the next week or so. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, on the NASDAQ, we had a little bit different of a structure. You didn't get so much overlap. You got a pretty clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that played solid fib pinball for an impulsive structure, which is what you'd like to see. Got a nice pullback down that broke this 1299.91 area, which was our level to kind of give us an idea that we're starting the pullback. And then they bounced after they broke that support level up in this, what looks like this B wave. So it's going to take a very similar path to the ES, where we're looking for an ABC to the downside. And we would be in that A wave of that ABC, okay, where we would look for the C wave down toward the 12,750 area, then a B wave bounce, and then finally the bigger C wave down toward the 12,562 to 12,164 area for this bigger wave 2 that we would be tracking. As we got a wave 1 up, we'd get this wave 2 pullback and then start from there. Now, just like on the ES, they can push this for one more high. However, this pullback here in that broke the 12,991 area would be quite deep. And so it does kind of tell me, with the negative divergence up here at the top, along with the depth of this pullback, that we should be in that ABC form to the low side. But we need to keep an eye out if they do push it higher here. I wouldn't say a lot higher. I would say the 13,500 area would be the max, and then we should start to see the pullback from there. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial, because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, and become part of our trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We just started our training program. Our first course is the Elliott Wave for Beginners course, and this does come with both of our membership plans. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get from the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, averaging 3 to 4% per week, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, key takeaways for today. We are expecting a pullback in C toward the 40.50 area. However, if they push up over 41.55, it does look like they may need to get one more high up toward the 4200 area. Over on the NASDAQ, again, we're expecting that C wave down, this one toward the 12,740 area. However, they could push up for one more high as well before we see that pullback. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.